Success requires first expending 10 units of effort to produce 1 unit of results. Your momentum will then produce 10 units of results with each unit of effort. Charles J. Givens. That is what we strive for, my friends. We push forward every day 10 to 15 minutes, and cumulatively that builds in more knowledge and more skill over time to help you read these stock charts. Now, there are people out there who call themselves value investors. Who's not a value investor? But my friends, when you look at the charts and you see a weekly vertical crossover going up, that is a time that you would, of course, want to jump into the market and ride whatever the stock or ETF might be going up. If you saw a big crossover going down, why in the world would you be buying at that time when you know, if you have experience doing this and have practiced over and over and over, why would you do a practice trade going up if you know the market is going down? We're talking about timing here. And these weekly vertical crossovers help you see which direction the market is going in so that you're able to capture the gain or the loss. And when I say loss, we have something that we do here is a little bit of sophistication. We have inverse ETFs. 3 of the 4 ETFs that we follow have good inverse funds that you can practice trade with when the underlying ETF is going down. We got a great training on that. Inverse funds, how to make money when markets crash. Want you to take that. But guess what we have for you today? For the people that subscribe at chartingwealth.com, we have Options Made Simple, Part 3, How to Practice Trade Options. It is the wrap-up to the first 2 classes that we had for you. You have to be a subscriber. It's free. Go to chartingwealth.com, put in your name, email address. You will get it too. It'll be in your show notes. We're also going to attach at the end of that training parts 1 and 2. They'll pop up on the screen at the end. You can take those also. But I'm telling you, my friends, if you're interested in options, you want the best training out there, take ours first. It's free. Take it first. See what it teaches you. But remember the caveat that we keep giving over and over again. If you can't read stock charts, you got no reason practice trading options. You should be able to paper trade successfully just the ETFs themselves time and time and time again. When you can do that, then you can start practice trading options and have some chance of winning and not destroying your self-confidence. So again, we're here every day, 10 to 15 minutes. That's all it takes. If you hadn't purchased our book, there's a link in the show notes, Charting Your Way to Wealth. It'll get you started the right way. Let's jump into these charts. Everything up for the day. The S&P 500 up 0.23%. Let's look at where we are. We have a higher candle, higher wick, price percent oscillator ticking up a little higher, derivative oscillator gaining upward momentum, looking nice. Go to the 2-day chart. We see this 2-day candle, the latest one representing Tuesday and Wednesday. Wait a minute, it's only Tuesday. We've got to have Wednesday to complete this candle, don't we? It's just the first day of the latest 2-day candle, but it's a nice big green up candle with a wick on top. But a candle's not complete until the time period has run. A weekly candle, we don't call weekly vertical crossovers till that candle is finished drawing, or maybe 5 minutes before. And when we look at the 2-day chart, we still have another day for this candle to complete drawing. It looks like price is right there above the 2-day trend line. That's looking good. Price percent oscillator heading up. Derivative oscillator losing downward momentum. And we can see what happened in the morning. We finally crossed over, second day, crossed over in the morning going up. How many of you jumped in this afternoon to see how much of the gravy train you could ride further? Did you do it? Were you watching? Were you paying attention? We talked about it. Let's see how that goes, my friends. Remember, the weekly and the 2-day is still decently strong for continued up movement. The trend is your friend until the end. Doesn't look like it's ending yet. We'll continue to watch, see what there is to see. Move on to the NASDAQ 100. First day, well, the weekly candle going into this, finishing the second day, going into the third, heading up, price percent oscillator heading up higher, derivative oscillator gaining upward momentum. Candles higher as far as the body goes. Wicks higher. That's looking great. Go to the 2-day chart. And of course, we see a big 2-day candle drawing wick on top, price above the 2-day and above the weekly. Derivative oscillator losing downward momentum. Price percent oscillator still moving a little bit higher. We go to that 4-hour chart. It crossed over 2 going up. Derivative oscillator crossed over at the same time. That's nice to see. That also happened on the S&P 500. That's what we like to see. Let's see how much higher it will go. Hope you went into a practice trade on one of those 2 charts. Let's see how it goes, my friends. We're getting longer in the wick, of course. We had the weekly vertical crossover on the Qs all the way back on the 25th of October, but it's continued to track up quite nicely. So still looking good. We'll see how long that goes. Let's go to 20-year bonds. What do we see going on there? We have a strong week that's already putting in as far as the candle goes. Nice big up candle with a wick on top. Price percent oscillator, however, still negative. So again, we'll wait and see if I seriously doubt that's going to be crossing over as flat as it is by the end of the week. Derivative oscillator losing downward momentum. We go to the 2-day chart. Of course, it crossed over going up back on the 21st. We see price continuing to escalate up. We don't have a trade on 20-year bonds. Why? Because the weekly's going down, 2-day is going up. First day of that latest 2-day candle. Go to the 4-hour chart. It's, of course, tracking up. It's been going up since all the way back on the 13th, Wednesday the 13th of November. And again, up in the morning, slowing down in the afternoon. We'll continue to watch, see how bonds settle out. We've got to have that battle between the 2-day and the weekly resolve itself with both those trend lines, the actual price percent oscillators crossing over in the same direction. So we'll wait, see how that shakes itself out. Now gold. Up for the day 0.48%, but we have a down candle still forming. As we've talked about, we still haven't hit a lower low to the low we hit back on the week ending the 15th of November. So we'd like to see that happen. Derivative oscillator gaining downward momentum. Price percent oscillator still decidedly heading down strongly. We go to the 2-day chart. First day of the latest 2-day candle, nice down candle, lower low, lower candle itself. Solid red, that's looking good, my friends. And of course, remember yesterday, we had that crossover going down in the morning, had the jumping in point for a down practice trade in the afternoon, somewhere around 137.60 something. And again, I'm just calling it off the Heiken Ashi candlesticks. Down some in the morning, then sort of a recovery in the afternoon. What are we watching closely? Of course, the 2-day and the weekly charts, movement on gold, still decidedly down. We'll see how that continues to go. Remember, when you put in those practice trades, you always put in your loss limits as well as the good till canceled sell order for your profits. You always do that when you're practice trading, whether it's options, you're practice trading, or it's the actual ETF itself. Use your trade worksheets. Remember, in your show notes are your trade worksheet printouts, your PDFs, your daily market worksheets, weekly market worksheets, and trade worksheets. All of them are there. Plus the special training for everyone who subscribes. It is the wrap-up. It is the creme de la creme options made simple part 3, how to practice trade options, the rules, the down and dirty to get you started. You need to go to chartingwealth.com and sign up in order to get it for free. We will email it out to you in the show notes. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.